Whenever you join Culinary Arts, you start with Intro to Culinary Arts. It is the beginner course, so we are going to cover most of the basics in this course. It's going to be a lot of food safety, nutrition. You'll learn how the food science principles behind cooking and baking, how food relates to your body, and different ways to prepare food. We do have a couple labs that you'll go into the kitchen. For the most part with Intro to Culinary Arts, it is a lot of fundamentals to cooking. To learn the fundamentals, you do need to do a couple worksheets. You do need to read about cooking. If you plan on working in the food industry at all, I would highly recommend at least Intro to Culinary Arts and Culinary Arts. And this can be even if you're just planning on being a waitress while you go to college, or if you're planning on being a hostess or just food, working with a caterer, any type of food service industry, you're gonna learn a lot of basics, and it'll make your job much easier if you learn it now versus learning on the job. Again, I cover a lot of nutrition, so I think that that's something everybody needs to learn about. So if you are interested in that, that is going to be a huge subject in my class. I relate everything we do back to nutrition because food is all about nutrition. So if you're on the fence about taking Intro to Culinary Arts, something I like to tell all my students is food is what brings us all together. Any culture, it doesn't matter, where you are, what part of the world, we all eat. It's all essential to everyday life. We all enjoy eating. A lot of the students here will make food for their friends. They'll take it to their next class, give it to their teacher. So if you're on the fence, just know that you're gonna get to do a lot of eating and a lot of cooking. It's a lot of hands-on work and it's very fun.
Ms. Bertelman's a really nice person. She's pretty laid back. The way she teaches the class, it's fun. You don't get bored. And when we go into the kitchen, that's even better because we get to cook, and I like cooking, it's fun. When we're in the kitchen and chef's there, he's also a really nice person and he's funny, and like every student that I've seen be with him really enjoys it. It's a good environment.
So some days after learning like a certain thing for a while, then we'll go in the kitchen and we actually get to cook it and stuff. And then while we're in there, the upperclassmen are in there with chef and they're doing other stuff like cooking like meals for the teachers and doing stuff like that. So you can see how all of it works and like what they're doing with it. You can learn to cook a lot of different things, and that could always be helpful whenever you move out and go to college or do whatever you're gonna do. You can make your own food and it'll taste good. Nothing is really difficult. It's all easy work. You just have to just pay attention and do your work on time in class and you'll be fine. There's nothing hard about it. I would encourage them to do it because it's a lot of fun. You get to eat the food after you're done cooking it and you get to learn a lot of new things.
I am in Culinary Arts. I took Intro to Culinary for 2 years, my freshman and sophomore year, and we just been and in Culinary Arts this year compared to the Intro Culinary, it's just the first 2 years was more book work, learning what to do in order to get into the kitchen, and now this year we're more into the kitchen, learning more safety habits, and yes. The thing that I like the most that I've learned this year is learning actually like what to do properly, like measuring cups instead of just throwing it in there and taking the gas. I've learned how to use a knife properly instead of just cutting it. It was just fun. I mean, I've worked with my classmates and I worked with chef, and then they all taught me and helped me on things that I needed to learn. And then so now I just use my skills that I've got taught at school and I use them outside of school whenever I cook at home. We served like the whole entire school. Not everybody knew that I was involved in Culinary Arts, and so that made me stand out more, and they're like, oh yeah, I didn't know you were involved. And then it just made, that was really fun because I saw like everybody, and then they all just came in, and then we all like worked together, and then we just like, oh yeah, you got the bread, I got the meat, and it was just all fun. Like we just made it fun.
I want to be a chef, so that's why I wanted to take these classes here in high school, and so later I can go to St. Phillips and do Culinary Arts there. Yeah, Chef Stewart. He's a really nice teacher. It's good to have a teacher that works there too in St. Phillips because he has knowledge and experience about what he's doing. So, and I trust him very much about what he does. He can teach me to be more responsible, to work with others too, because sometimes it's hard like to work with other people. We're making like fixing a meal for 2 guys. We'll learn how to do the serving from one side and pick it up the stuff from the other side. We also did 2 live videos. We made it one day and the next day we made another one. We did it for some students in Mexico, in Cancun, in a culinary class.
We have the intro to culinary, and we're working on having a dual credit in hospitality and tourism. So that would be your first year, then culinary, then advanced, then practicum, and I would do the advanced and practical. We're going to do a little bit more hands-on in my classes, spend a little bit more time in the kitchen. We're also going to concentrate more on food safety, but they'll be taking a class where every student will receive their food handler's degree that comes through the program. And then the advanced class now is doing a food manager's certification, which is a 5-year certification. And that will eventually move up to the practicum in culinary. Well, what we try to do is put the kids into a job-related scenario. So what we're gonna do is we will be catering within the district, so the kids get a chance to go out there and realize what it would be like. It's never bad to learn how to cook, whether they use it for a career or not for a career. They're going to learn a lot of different things to cook from a lot of different countries, a lot of different angles. Of course, I love cooking outside, so I do that a whole lot. And also, I like kids that maybe like to cook but have some other talents. One thing that I love is when I get artistic kids in there, and then I'm able to really go into some of the cake decorating. We can sit down and I can teach them how to make roses and how to do different flowers and the cake decorating. If a child is looking at going into the military, here for the last few years, the Coast Guard has been offering a $20,000 bonus to someone that will go into culinary. And so if you join the Coast Guard, you go in, you go through basic training, and at the end of basic training, you go into culinary school. When you graduate from the military's culinary school, they give you a check for $20,000. And so, you know, if you got a kid that's interested in the military, hey, check into being a chef. So a lot of ways you can make money and make a career out of it.